Okay, and what is like the best experience that you've had here and the worst experience?
Best experience so far is when I joined one of the rugby clubs here in Korea.
I didn't even know they had a rugby.
No, the rugby. Obviously, it's not like our rugby culture.
Yeah.
I joined the rugby club in Jinhae. I walk in there, I tell them like this is who I am. I've been playing rugby since I was 6 years old. At that time I was 31 years old. It was super accepting, took me and my buddy out and my wife out to go and eat some kipsal, and we got invited to everything. We made friends with them outside of rugby also.
Wow.
It was such a nice experience. Like that made change my mind about how I feel about Korea, especially because they were accepting.
Oh.
But then on the other hand,
Not all of them.
yeah, no. Not in the beginning. I was like 80% shitty people, 20% nice people. Because like, I think if you have a little bit of a rapport with the people, it makes it a lot easier to communicate. And especially if you go to like restaurants where the people recognize you. They don't know your name. Yeah. Well, my name is easy to remember for them, but they don't know your name or they can recognize you, but they recognize your face. They're so friendly. Like, I can take you to 5 or 6 different restaurants here, and they will immediately know maybe because I spend too much money on food here, but they know what my order is, they know where I'm gonna sit, stuff like that. The worst part, I've got multiple actually. From taxi drivers treating us like shit, overcharging us, almost charging us. The one taxi driver almost charged us 1,000 rand for doing 26 kilometers in Seoul. Yeah, it was 77,000 won. He charged us. So it was the taxi driving, blah, blah, blah. It was my 2 previous bosses, they, under the assumption that they saved us from South Africa and that you will crawl after, if they say jump, you will jump, whatever, a lapdog, you're basically a lapdog to them. And then just the blatant, now during Corona, the blatant racism, I never thought Koreans, because you have these assumptions that, Americans help them out, but Americans here and there, and they messed up. But they would think us we're American, blah, 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 blah. And every time they see us, the masks go up and the umbrella goes, and they think we don't notice that because they see us. And it's dumb things, like
small things.
Yeah, I wanted to tell them, you do know, we don't have a choice when it came to, when I was starting to work here, she said, Hanu, unfortunately, because you're a foreigner, we can fire you if you don't want to get the vaccine. And they're no, it's unlawful. No, there are certain things. So can you please get the vaccine? Yeah, no worries, I'll get the vaccine. So we were kind of forced to get the vaccine, whereas Koreans are not forced. It's this, which is such a dumb thing. But otherwise, yeah, that's why I'm a gamer. I sit in my little house, in my little room, and I shoot people and kill people.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, call people their different names. I'm perfectly happy inside my house.
With all your frustrations out.
Yes, and eat too much.
And what is some advice you would give to someone who is interested to come and work in South Korea?
Geez, there's a lot of things.
Okay, the main points. That's the most important. Yeah, from your experience.
Make sure you get in contact with somebody that has been in Korea for a while. That's one thing I can tell you. They can tell you the ups and downs when it comes to contracts. Double check your contract. Double check your housing, please. If you're my wife is not a house person, but she's half house. I'm mostly a house person. If you're a house person, make sure you get yourself a nice apartment. Make sure you double check the apartment. Don't take their shit. They're not willing to take your shit. Why should you take their shit? Yes, they're your boss. Blah 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 blah. But it's still a contract. It's your living quarters or living arrangement, whatever you want to call it. Don't stand back and let them walk over you. Because I've seen people that came here into Korea the first year, and then their house is basically it's the shower, the toilet, the kitchen, and then the bed. That's what it is. Their apartment can basically fit into this little spot. Jason's first apartment.
He told me yesterday.
Yes. So I could literally, to give you an idea, if you sneeze too hard in Jason's apartment, something would fall over on the other side. That's how big his apartment was. Make sure your housing, make sure your contract, make sure you get in contact with people, and basic phrases. If you are coming, make sure you get your basic phrases like thank you, sorry, have a good day,
Okay,
blah, blah, blah,
in
blah.
Korean, right?
Yeah, in Korean, yes. Because basic phrases basic phrases makes them remember you. They remember you. They treat you better.
If you do like a bit of research on you and do effort, right? They appreciate that.
Like kamsahamnida, annyeonghaseyo, stuff like that. Your pronunciation can be as shitty as you possibly can think about. The fact that you are trying is going to make them laugh, they remember you, they treat you better. Because you've seen it, like if you go to the places where where they recognize you, they immediately smile, they're so nice, they're friendly. Like it makes such a small difference. I think in South Africa we're the same way, like oh I recognize this guy.
That's true.
But here in Korea, especially because we as foreigners lack the ability to communicate properly with them, because also Korean being such a difficult language. Oh my God, it's difficult. Reading is easy. Understanding what you're reading is difficult. Otherwise, it's fine. Come to Korea.
Come to Korea.
I need more gaming buddies.
Would you recommend for someone who is teaching English in South Africa or in any other country to come and work here? Like as a teacher, do you think it is worth it? How are the children's characters here as well? Is it very respectful in the workplace?
I think when it comes to that question, it's very situational. Like if you do Seoul, where the Hagwons are extremely competitive, the bosses are far more into like discipline there. Whereas at my academy, like if the children will never tell me F you or blah 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 like in the previous academy schools. One child even put hand sanitizer in my eye. That was so much fun. No, from dumb things, but I think if you're a prospective teacher coming this way, especially as a qualified teacher, I think the best thing for you to do is to look at what you're looking for. Are you looking for better money? Are you looking for better livelihood? Are you trying to make a future? Or are you trying just to like, for me and my wife at the time, it was just to escape South Africa. Because I had a shitty time teaching at the school. I'm not going to call them their name, obviously. Teaching at a school there, and she had a shitty time teaching working at a I think it was a tax firm or something, a farmer tax firm or whatever it was. And we just escaped to here, and where it's like our livelihood changed so much. Obviously, she almost earned nothing here, but her nothing.
She came on your visa, right?
Yeah, she came here, and she was earning here less than minimum wage, and still doing maximum amount of hours. She worked like 50 hours a week, and she was earning less than half minimum wage. And half minimum wage here was still more money than she made back home. So for us, it was such a livelihood change, and it was so convenient in the beginning. So we escaped from what we wanted. But if you're coming as a prospective teacher this way, it is different. It is a challenge at first, because obviously communication is the big key here. And also, if you are not, you would know, if you're not a bubbly person, or if you're a little bit on the eccentric side, aka weird, they're gonna point it out. The children will point it out.
They make you very self-conscious.
Yeah, they were like, if you're overweight, point it out.
Because they're so straight.
So the kids have no problem like saying, oh, teacher, you're fat, you're ugly, you're blah, blah, blah. Like I got the ugly one a lot. I'm perfectly fine with that. I know my nose is big. I played rugby for years.
Anu, do you have any last piece of advice or tips that you can tell our viewers for anyone who is interested to come to Korea to work here? What can they do to make their life easier?
I would say if you're one of the younger group, I would say like just out of university and you want to get out of South Africa, if you're a South African, let's come this way, experience this type of lifestyle. It's amazing. You have all walks of life here in Korea, especially from our country. We have all walks of life. Obviously, if you have a foreigner group or a South African group, don't mingle too much inside the group. Or don't make out with anyone in the group, because there's always fighting and infighting, and I don't have time for that nonsense. But if you're one of the older people and you want to, you don't know what you actually want to do, I think Korea would actually help you a bit, because it gives you the finances to make plans for your future. It helps you to get to grips with what type of person you are. I think Korea helped me a lot when it came to finding myself, also finding my wife. And overall, if you're young, come and enjoy it. If you're old, come and stabilize your life here. It's ideal for all of them. Now I sound like such an old person. Otherwise, really, Korea is really an amazing country. It's basically KwaZulu-Natal. Let's go. KwaZulu-Natal. It's basically KwaZulu. Summertime is KwaZulu-Natal, just a little bit hotter, and wintertime is basically like the mountains there in Lesotho. Depending on where you are. Like for here by us, I think the coldest we had was -8. And in Seoul it was like -20 or 22, and that's a different type of cold.
Yeah. Anu, do you have any Instagram or like some social media that the viewers can follow if they want to see your journey?
Nothing that I can report. I just want everyone to follow my puppy.
Your puppy.
My puppy. My baby.
Chihuahua.
My Chihuahua, yeah. Misu is on Instagram, so it's Misu at Kane. The wife set it up, so I can't
Misu
remember
at K9 or
K9,
something?
yeah, Misu at K9, something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna put it down in the like in the link or something, and you guys are welcome to follow his Chihuahua in Korea.
Yes, Chihuahua life in Korea is real. Yeah, you met 2 Chihuahuas just now. Chihuahua life is real in
The
Korea.
dogs have a better life than
Most people.
they carry the dogs in the prams, and the babies probably the walk next door. Anu, thank you so much for your time and your advice that you could give and your perspective on Korea. I think a lot of people will appreciate to hear that. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Ciao, ciao.